Jeez, babe. Me fret, me say 100,000. Like, listen, this is $100,000 almost 10 years ago. So this is a lot of money that you're sending blindly. Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so very much for stopping by today. In today's video, I'm hoping to give you guys a complete background as pertains to me being an entrepreneur, specifically a hair extensions retailer. All right guys, so for those of you who have been following me on my Instagram page, which is Weave Darling, and you're interested to learn a little bit more about me as an entrepreneur, specifically in the hair industry, I am more than happy to facilitate a look into my past, a look into my beginning, and hopefully it shows you how much experience I've gained over the years, and that you can rely heavily on the words that will be spoken on this channel, especially as it pertains to the hair business. I started business in 2010, officially in 2011, and it has been a journey. It has been a journey. I've learned so much on my own, and I really would not want you guys to go through all of what I learned over the years. If I can give you some form of shortcut that would help you to be a successful hair extensions business. All right, so where do I start? My background is in corporate. My first official job was at e-services. A lot of you guys know me from there. I started on the phones. I was there for 2 months. Then I was promoted and sent overseas to train customer service in St. Lucia specifically. The time there was awesome. It was exciting. It was so different. I was so young. I was just, getting my feel as to what the world has to offer. But that is where I established my love for customer service. I guess I was pretty good. Yeah, I am pretty good actually. I enjoy giving awesome customer service. I know it's an experience, and until you understand that it's an experience, you will never be able to give truly what you hope to give to a customer. Anyway, went overseas, trained customer service, came back to Jamaica, and I was then promoted to operations. I became an operations manager, and then again promoted as the personal assistant to the director. I was later transferred to another branch, and at the time I was the operations manager for 2 accounts. I was the first female to have done that within the company, while being the personal assistant to the director. So I took up a lot on my plate, and I've always been fond of taking up a lot on my plate because I am someone who loves to learn. I love to have a lot of experience. I love to speak with wisdom. So all of that, even though I was not being paid for all of that work, yes, I can say that because it's true, I got my payment through the experience that I was able to garner while there. So things got a little bit different while in that space, and I decided to resign and started business with my husband. And since then, I've been working in that capacity, as well as I've then established my business in 2011. Now, when I started out selling hair, oh Lord, I can remember it as if it was just yesterday. I sat down and I had the conversation with my husband as to what I plan on doing, and I've done so much research night after night. I was up just researching, just asking questions. At the time, like, the hair business was pretty new, and we sat down and I told my husband that I'm about to send off $100,000 to India. No, we could not use PayPal at the time. PayPal was not valid at the time to do service with this country. I don't know when it changed, or I'm not sure if it was available, but I was not made aware. Either way, I sent this money blindly through Western Union. Jeez, babe. My friend, me say 100,000. Like, listen, this is $100,000 almost 10 years ago. So this is a lot of money that you're sending blindly, and you don't know what will come back, if anything at all. So of course, my friend, I'm gonna count down the days, I'm gonna count down the days, and eventually something came. Excitement create. Something came, and I had to go to DHL to clear this package. Lord God, I was so excited. I'm going to see if I can find any photographs related to this very first package. Actually, I had made a purchase online first to test what Indian hair was like. My husband had made that first purchase for me. It was expensive because the person at the time had traveled to India and got the bundles and had photographs of it and all of that. Because remember, so back in the day now, when hair come out, hair was very, very expensive. Hair is still very expensive. It's just that you guys are getting lower quality hair. But at that time, the price overall, especially for Indian hair, raw temple Indian hair, was very expensive. I was so happy to get those bundles, and I still have them today. It is almost 10 years since. Actually, it's 10 years because I purchased it before starting, and those bundles are in excellent condition. That is what you get when you pay for quality. So the package came, I went, and I cannot remember, but certainly what I paid to clear it was nothing in comparison to what they're charging at this point. And of course, the US rate was way lower, so that was good. I wish it was the same right now. Anyways, so the package came. I was so excited. I printed my little cards. I ordered my little bags online to package them out, and I was now ready to begin. Of course, I did not have a plan. I did not know where to go to sell this. I just know that I'm going to start doing this hair business. I was committed to make the best of it and to go as far as I possibly could. So now I printed the cards and I started walking on the plaza. I started handing out my cards to strangers on the road, and people were looking at me strangely. Some people giggled because when they saw on the card virgin hair, people thought it was somehow related to virgin, as in sexually inactive or something like that. So they giggled. They were so confused as to what it is that I was selling. And when I explained it to them, and when they asked the price, and the prices were way higher than what they were paying in the beauty supply store for those fake hairs, of course I got a lot of negative comments. I got a lot of pushback, and yes, some people were indeed fascinated. I remember my first paying customer, and her name is Charlene. Hopefully she's watching this video. I don't know how she happened to hear about me, or if I gave her a card directly. She would have to tell that part of the story. But I remember that she contacted me and she wanted some of this raw virgin Indian hair. I was so excited. I was super excited to sell from my very first batch. This is my chance to start regaining all of that expense that I took on. And I gave her the information. She said she would call me back. No, she called me back, and in the background of the conversation was her stylist. At the time, this was Marsha Robinson. Marsha was excited. She really wanted to see what this was about because she had heard about it previously. So I went, met with Charlene, and sold her the hair. And let me tell you, that opened the door. Orders came flooding through Marsha's clients because she and I then developed a relationship where I supplied the hair to her and she would supply her clients and so on and so forth. Transactions were smooth. I enjoyed doing business with her. Her clients were happy. She was happy. It was all good. That was my official boss, right? So I sold here, I replaced them, I sold here. And of course, each time I get a batch, it's always different. And that is when I began learning more and more about this hair thing, because you hearing about it and someone telling you what to expect is completely different. Sometimes when you get the batch of hairs, they were so beautiful. Like, I wish I'd kept some of those hairs. Beautiful. It's like awesome quality hairs. Some hairs that were rough. There are many batches of hair that I got that was worth nothing. I refuse to sell it because I don't want that hair on the market and it being traced back to me. I have hair sitting on that I don't know what I'll ever do with. It is fine by other people's standard, but it's not fine by my standard. This hair, I colored it I think yesterday. I'm going to post a picture of when I actually did this wig. It's been a while and it still is. It has body, it has movement and all of that good stuff. So in furtherance to that, some of you may be annoyed at this, but some hairs I suspect to have been children's hair. And I reached out to the supplier and I asked him about it and it was confirmed. And I asked him kindly not to send me any more children's hair. I asked him to send me adults' hair that were clear about why is it that they're cutting their hair and who it's going to. I did not want children involved, any at all. And I must admit, those were the best hair on the market, softest hair, most healthy hair, but it was not worth it to me. I needed to be able to sleep comfortably in my bed and not think about the fact that a child may be cutting her hair against her will to supply that her family or whoever had to eat. I never wanted to participate in that any at all. So I made it clear, and that was the end of our relationship. That was how I started, right? And it just blew up from there because there was not a lot of competition where that is concerned. But looking back, there are so many things that I could have done differently, which would have placed me currently at a different position. But there are a lot of factors that were involved, including fears that I had, including, you know, how far am I willing to put myself out there. A lot of ways that I could have promoted my business, I decided not to, out of, you know, just a lot of things that I created in my head. But that is a part of the story I'm going to tell you about, as to how to avoid all of that and how to just shoot through the gates and never look back. Either way, I still maintained a good, my business ran smoothly. I had repeat customers, I had customers by referrals, and after a while I hardly ever get any persons who just randomly found me. Most of my business, even to date, is based off referrals. It's based off somebody saying, get here from this girl because she really sells some bomb hair. And I think that is what we ought always to strive for. I know a lot of people will get business based on their promotional activities, based on who they are, based on how they look. And I accept that that is all a part of life, and kudos to these women who are able to use all of these abilities to continue with business. You ought to employ them as well. But for me, I must say that most of my business is based off referrals, and most of my business is repeat customers. I'm able to hold a clientele that is, a lot of them are almost as old as my business is. They keep coming back. And I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so very much for always supporting me, for supporting me throughout the years. it has made a dramatic difference. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. So, moving on. I must say that at one point I thought I was ready to go out on my own, and I actually did. I rented my first store, I believe, in 2016, and unfortunately there was an incident that took place that I felt should not have happened, and it rubbed me the wrong way, and I decided to leave. Luckily from there, someone was actually waiting for me, and I then left South Avenue and I went to Winchester Business Center, where the space was small, all that was central. I think I outgrew the space, and so I decided to return to my base in Kingston. Now, oftentimes I sit down and I say to myself, Andrine, you probably have to do a little extra, as much as it makes you uncomfortable, because people are oftentimes very shallow. You know, true. People shallow, because people I know that does business with me will tell me that they do business with so and so because she pretty. They do business with so and so because she hype. Them do business with so and so because she do her body and they want to see it. People make decisions based on whatever they feel, and that is their right. In the meantime, me being how I am has stopped my bag. Me being how I am has also put monies in my pocket, because there are persons who would shop with me, but they would not shop with so and so, and that's the point I'm trying to make. There's somebody for everybody. Yes, by doing a crossover or by melting or by doing whatever modification, you can get other people who would not typically shop with you. But I think that's a lot of work. I think it's a lot of work. It's not the type of work I want to be doing. I don't want to be convincing people that, hey, I'm going to talk like so me, they're on the same page. You can't understand me. I say, understand me. I say, we come from. I'm not having time for none of that. I'm selling here. I'm treating you as best as possible. I am not cheating you of anything. And when you have a complaint, I fix it. To me, that's enough. I don't know. To me, that is enough. It has stopped my bag. It has given me money. So at this point, I am not trying to be anybody but myself. That's it. I am here to give you the highest possible quality in here, and it's also based on your budget. So if it is that you can't afford my highest point, I'm going to give you something decent that will still be long lasting. Either way, that is the concern that I've been fighting with throughout my hair journey. I don't think it's worth being anyone else but myself, because as I said before, there are persons who shop with me because of who I am. So once you're comfortable with whatever you're doing, that is all that matters. Be careful of being pressured by others to do something that they expect you to do. It may just not be your timing. It may not be the right timing. It may not be the right plan for you. Be sure of what you're trying to do. If you're trying to sell quality, stick with it. If you're trying to sell cheap here, that is fine too. But find something that you're comfortable selling and do it to your best ability. I have dubbed myself the raw hair boss because I have been selling raw hair since 2011, January to be exact, and I've been selling it since. There are persons who I've not seen in 5 years who giggle and laugh and say, Andrew, how you make money? Look from women I see you. But I do this business because I love it, and it happens to give me monies as well. It's not something I depend on to pay my bills. So if I don't see you in 5 years, I am happy for you. And I'm happy for me because I am able to give you that experience. So how I got started in wigs, right? So I was selling all this hair to stylists all over the place, and I was not able to get any photographs to state that this hair was coming from my business. Stylists were busy. They had absolutely no obligation to me. And so I needed to figure out, how is it, Andrew, that you're going to be able to get actual proof or actual photographs to show the quality of the hair that you're selling? And so I began sewing wigs in 2014, and like when we started, it's something ugly, man. But at the time, that was what it was. Everybody's still excited. It's just after years of refining for the entire industry that we have gotten to this stage where you talk about realistic and what, lace and all of that good stuff. But at the time, like comparing my work now to then, sometimes I'm a little bit embarrassed, but I leave them there because it shows my progress. So I started making wigs, and I had to teach myself how to curl, how to straighten hair, how to lay hair at the time. Like, I tried my very best, and I actually started making monies making wigs. I had the hair. It was awesome as a byproduct to start making wigs. And I talk about neat, you know, my girl. Like, neat, you know, my youth. Neat, because I always say, Andrew, then girl, then I like you, you know. It is clear that they didn't like me because at the time I was one of a few persons doing wigs, and a lot of stylists felt threatened that this wig thing, them no want them client get comfortable with it because all of a sudden them now go want to come to them to get them hair done, which are all valid points. Yes, so some of them never liked me. Certainly not because they've met me and disliked me. They just knew that this created some form of threat in whatever percentage to their business, and that's just a defense mechanism. I don't hold it against anyone. If they've decided to chat with me and know who I am and still dislike me, then that is also fine. Everybody, like, people can feel how they want to feel. If you want me, I can go in my bed, I'm not do nobody nothing. It don't bother me. It don't bother me none at all. So I started taking photographs of my wigs and my hair, and it became something. It became something big to this point. Some people don't even know that I sell bundles. Some people just know because I am a wig maker. And that was expensive to my health. Like, I've sewn so many wigs by hand that I've sewn a lot of wigs in my entire lifetime, I tell you. So at this stage, I'm an expert, like, no doubt. And that started to take a toll on me, so I taught myself, you know, how to sew on the sewing machine. Yeah, you have to be versatile if you want to stay in business. You have to be able to pick up the trend. You have to be able to protect yourself and all that good stuff if you're trying to stay on top of the game. So basically, guys, I'm still happy doing business. I'm still happy serving my customers. I've sewn 1 trillion wigs, and I have taught myself how to sew on the sewing machine in 2016. I am the first to have done it. I'm the first to have done it here. It's not like I'm creating stories. I have proof. I was doing it before other people overseas have created this whole business about teaching how to sew on the sewing machine. But as I said before, because of my personality, I did not make a stink of it at the time, and that may have been to my detriment. But at this point, we're not looking back. We're taking our lessons and we're moving forward. And based on my lessons, you're able to protect yourself, to avoid some of the mistakes I've made, and just bullet through to your success story. That is what I have to share as it pertains to my hair journey and my journey as an entrepreneur. If you are interested in understanding a little bit more about this hair business, if you would like to know reasons why you should not start a hair business in 2020, I'll be having a video that will be following this one so that you can, figure out in your mind if this is something you really want to pursue. After that video, I will then go into how I can possibly help you in setting up a successful hair business in 2020. So if you are interested in any of those content, please let me know in the comments bar below. And please let me also know what was your favorite part of this story, or what you found interesting, or I don't care, anything that you have to share in the comments bar, please do so. I'll be more than happy to respond with any answers to any questions, or if it is something that requires a video, I'm glad to do that as well. So I'm going to close the video off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry that it was long. Some of these videos, they need to be long so that you can properly express yourself. So thanks so very much for watching, guys. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you here next week. Until then, take care.